You're listening to Tales of the Forsaken, a live play fate core game by Noble Jester Productions. Welcome to Rillion, a western fantasy world where magic needs fuel, and that fuel is mined and refined into Ecton, a place of vast deserts, dark rituals, and greedy mining companies. A dwarf awakens and has forgotten who he is. Who is Verboden, and how will he seek to remember his past in the midst of this harsh world?
Verboden, 3 months have passed since you saved the town of Silver Ridge. So I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever put on the star?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you have been the sheriff of Silver Ridge for about 3 months. The Shunt Mining Company hasn't returned. You've been training some of the townspeople in the use of the weapons that were taken from those, attackers. Ada has procured enough ammunition that you feel the town's at least somewhat able to defend themselves. Jarl has started to become somewhat of a local hero and has started to be known by the nickname the Blood Axe. As Modian quickly moved on after the battle, Silver Ridge gains the armed and dangerous aspect that is going to replace the these people need help and no one is coming aspect.
Awesome.
When you're in the town.
Okay.
When you're not in the town, that's still an aspect for kind of the greater world. But when you are in Silver Ridge, armed and dangerous replaces that aspect. News and rumors continue to come in from passing traders and Ada's delivery people that the Shunt Mining Company has continued to expand their influence in the rest of the territory. You stopped them here, but they are continuing to grow and try to take over other places. Tenpenny, which you've heard about several days' ride to the east, did not have you defending them and was completely overtaken by the mining company, who now just completely owns the town.
Okay.
You have been personally invited by the sheriff of Ecton Falls, which is kind of the largest town in the New Frontier, to come and visit with an eye towards trying to find a way to together curb the expansion of the mining companies and try to establish some sort of rule of law in the New Frontier. Something that would be more than just each individual town being taken by themselves. At the same time, rumors have begun to circulate of the rise of these terrifying demonic creatures that seem to have been set loose upon the people of the New Frontier, as well as an equally terrifying creature with a sword who's traveling around and fighting these demons. Your dreams continue to be troubled. You often dream of flying, always ending by falling. Last night, you had this dream. You found yourself running through a desert canyon, on 2 legs this time, enjoying the feeling of the heat radiating up from the stones as you run over them. She's just up ahead. You never get to spend enough time together. You could swear that he keeps her busy just to keep her away from you. But today, you know you have time before either of you will need to be called away. You slow just before you reach the cave, catching your breath and walking at a more normal pace. Your excitement quickly dies as even your reduced sense of smell in this body finally catches the smell of blood. Your pace quickens again as you leap into the cave, looking around wildly for her. Your breath catches in your throat as you see her. She stands there with her back to you, her hands dripping with blood from the figure lying at her feet. She doesn't turn as you walk up. She seems motionless, like a statue. Dread fills your stomach, and you feel the sickly burn of acid at the back of your throat as you look down at the figure at her feet. A voice whispers in your ear as you behold yourself dead at her feet, your heart ripped from your chest and cast aside. This voice whispers, "She never loved you. She used you. Why do you continue to fight to make her world a better place?" Then you woke up. So you wake up, you have your own home in Silver Ridge. The townspeople rebuilt the sheriff's office, and you kind of have your own home. Kind of it's the second floor. The main floor has a cell and your desk and your office and all these things, a little armory, that sort of stuff. But your kitchen and bedroom and things are on the top floor.
Okay.
So you wake up, you have the day to you if you want it. You have been invited to Ecton Falls. So I think the question is, are you going to go to Ecton Falls, or are you going to reject that invitation?
Yeah, I think I would decide to go, and going on a long trip. Definitely going to go get a breakfast from Irvin. And get, what was it called?
The room and board is what they run.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I was talking about the, what do you call it? Like it was Sunny Special or something?
Oh, yeah, Sunny Special, yeah. So you make your way over to the room and board, and Irvin sees you. It's pretty busy this morning, but he knows your order, and he pushes other things aside and focuses on that. Jasper's sitting there, and he's drinking a cup of coffee, and oh, hey, Verboden, as you walk in.
Hey there, Jasper. Yeah, good morning to you.
Yeah, it's a wonderful morning. The sun's up, and it's a lovely day for farming, as usual.
It certainly is. Anything special going on for you and Papa this week?
Oh, I don't think so. We got a cow that's supposed to be foaling here pretty soon, but, we'll see what happens.
All right. Sounds good.
Not too exciting life for a farmer. I'm sure what you're doing is way more interesting.
I don't know. Some days what you're doing sounds like a nice break.
Well, yeah, I guess so. I like it at least.
Yeah. How about this? That she starts cresting, come call me. Let's teach me something new. How to deliver a baby cow.
Okay. Yeah, I think we can do that. So your breakfast arrives, and at one point, kind of as your breakfast is kind of wrapping up, Jarl comes in, and he walks in. People are kind of slapping him on the back. He now just carries two large axes, kind of strapped in custom holsters on his back. He's got a little bit more of a roll to his step. He's feeling the attention. You can tell. But he walks up and kind of sits down next to you. He says, Verboden, I hear you are invited to travel to Ecton Falls, yes?
Yeah, that's the plan. I plan to head over there today.
Taking me with you, right?
Well, while I'm gone, I feel like I might need someone with your skills and watching out for Jasper and everybody else.
No, the town will be fine without us. I want to get out there to adventure.
Oh, that's right. I remember that. You're just itching to get out. You know what? Today's your day. Back up.
Perfect. Yes, I'm packed. I'm ready.
I am not surprised.
Okay, well, you make sure to get me before you leave.
You got it. Let me just finishing my breakfast here, and I'll catch you on the way out.
All right. He's almost giddy as he walks out the door.
Mm-hmm.
So, you finish your breakfast, and as you kind of finish up, you're having small chit-chat here and there with various people. Suddenly, there are screams. Once again, seems like, unfortunately, every time we return to this, screams come, and from the schoolhouse you hear, kind of the sound of children screaming. I'm assuming you run outside.
Yeah, I'll rush out and figure out what the screams are about.
Okay. You see a large, dark figure suddenly crawl up the side of the building and smash its way through one of the upper windows. It looks like some kind of a creature. You're not sure what it is, but it was kind of crawling on all fours up the side of this building.
Okay, so I definitely get the vibe of like when I was with Asmodean and we closed that portal. Would I get a similar sense?
Yeah, definitely something at least more
just unnatural.
Yeah.
Okay. Are they out of the schoolhouse yet? Can I tell that they are completely out, or is there potentially still kids and people inside?
You definitely see children running out, kind of actively as you're watching this happen, running out of the schoolhouse, but there could be more inside.
Okay, yeah, so I'll book it into a sprint and try to get there as quickly as possible and head inside and try to help kind of usher the kids out as I'm walking in.
So you would know that Tilda Markin, Jasper's wife, is the school teacher. So you would know that, and then there's just some random children. There's probably 20-ish children that attend the schoolhouse here. The town has grown a little bit since you've been here.
Yeah, so if they're coming out the front door, I would be kind of making sure I'm with them, but going in past them, and I would have my gun out.
Children are still kind of running out past you. It seems like most of them have kind of exited the building by this point. You hear some banging and smashing from upstairs.
Okay, yeah, so I would slowly start working my way up the staircase.
Okay. You make your way to the staircase, and there are no lights whatsoever. As soon as you kind of hit like the third stair, it just goes pitch black.
Oh, man. If I step back, do I like immediately pull out of that I'm sensing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely seems unnatural.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Do I have anything on me that can create light or flame or anything?
That's up to you. I'd say probably have a candle or something, maybe some matches, something like that. You can, if you want to, carry torches or something like that. It's up to you.
Yeah, I will. Well, if I'm just inside of it, I'll try to light a match, and I'll see, does that light up any sort of space within this darkness?
You're sticking the match into the darkness?
So I was in it, I stepped out. I'm going to light a match and then kind of walk back in and see if, like, this is natural darkness or something beyond that, essentially.
Okay. Yeah, so you light this match, it's lit, you can see it, you walk into this darkness, and you can't see anything. No match, nothing. You, after a moment, kind of feel it, burn down to your fingers, and you can't see anything.
Man, I don't want to run into this. With all the screams and stuff, has anybody else that I've trained, have they come in? Is Jarl in? I think I'm not going to go in by myself. I'm going to wait and see if somebody else comes to the school.
Not currently. It's mostly just children leaving at this point, so you can either go get somebody or you can just wait here and see if somebody shows up.
Yeah, I'm just going to wait here and see if somebody shows up. I feel like enough commotion's going on where people are going to come.
Yeah, okay. So you wait, probably 20, 30 seconds. You still hear some kind of banging and things from upstairs. You hear a scream from upstairs, and then the people start to kind of show up. Jarl rushes in. Sunny Ridges, the larger half-giant, rushes in. Jasper rushes in. He's kind of looking around wildly. He's like, "Where's Tilda? Where's Tilda?"
Oh, Jasper, hang on. And then I'll just kind of grab Jarl and motion him to go with me, and then we'll start heading in after hearing that scream.
Okay. So you just start up the stairs?
Yeah, so I'll just follow along aside. I assume I've been in this building and familiar with it, so I'm going to just follow up the stairs, hug one wall, so I kind of keep in contact physically with that.
As soon as you walk into it, vision goes away. It's just completely dark. Yeah, you can feel, kind of the wall under your fingertips. Jarl follows right close behind you. You can hear kind of his breathing, and then he goes, "Whoa, I can't see."
Neither can I. Just listen.
Okay. And he quiets himself, and he follows along behind you. You make your way up the stairs, and you can feel kind of the wall turn as it opens up into that the upstairs of this building is a larger room, kind of similar to the one down below, and then there are kind of 4 rooms, 2 on either side of this larger room.
Okay. So I'll just wait there for a second, see if I hear anything, and then just kind of say, "Tilda."
No response.
Let's say it again louder. "Tilda."
Verboden?
Can I tell what direction that came from?
Make a probably observation check.
Okay. Which that would be under investigate?
Yeah, let's do investigate.
Okay. It's +1 for me. Not great. It's -1.
It's hard to tell. You hear her, say that kind of feels like maybe it's from the left, and then you hear it again. Feels like it's kind of from the right, and then you almost like feel something along the back of your neck, almost like something tickles the back of your neck, and you're starting to get this like sense of dread in this place, like a growing sense, not necessarily just from your own sense of dread, but like it's starting to affect you.
Okay, I'll just keep searching around, keep calling out for her.
Okay. You begin to hear the sounds of heavy breathing, not just Jarl, but kind of all around you. At one point you could swear that this entire room is packed with people. It's like there's breathing all around you, and then it goes away immediately, and then you suddenly hear whispers, and it cuts out. Just like these kind of auditory sensations are starting to build up, and you hear her suddenly scream and say, "No, leave me alone!" And then there's, kind of that echoes around the room, and just everything's kind of, the sounds are all just kind of moving around you, almost like the room is swirling around you. But you make your way, and you're kind of feeling around, and you come to one of those side rooms. Are you going to open the door?
Yeah, I'll open the door. I think at this point, since it's taking a little bit, there's probably some panic setting in, so I'm going to be moving a little bit quicker and trying to kind of fumble around and see if I can find her a little more quickly now.
Okay. You open one of these doors and see this red light kind of hits you, and you see this room is filled with bodies. Like, just decapitated, dismembered, like all of these bodies just kind of filling this room almost in a pile. And it's just like sudden that you open this door, and that is right in front of you.
Can I tell easily and quickly that these are citizens of Silver Ridge, or is this like something else?
Doesn't appear to, kind of just from a quick glance, to be anybody you recognize.
Do I see anything else in the room with me?
You look around the room, and nothing seems to be in the room with you.
Okay.
You suddenly hear a voice whisper in your ear, and it says, "Turn around, lawman." And I'm going to have you make a will defense.
Okay.
This thing is going to make an attack against you. He's trying to basically get you to run away. He's trying to kind of sap your resolve.
So I rolled a 3, and then with my skill, it's a 5 total.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
You got a 3. So you succeed, and I'm going to give you a boost. You can use it on something. We'll call it, I don't know, you can call it what you want, but determined, something like that. Resolved, something like that.
Yeah, like, this is my home.
Yeah, okay. As this happens, suddenly, as you kind of fight off this, feel kind of this wave of dark energy kind of trying to crawl over you, and you fight it off. Corpses suddenly disappear, and the light in the room suddenly snaps off.
So totally dark again?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll whip around where that voice came from and head back out and try to make my way to one of the other rooms.
Okay. And at this point, you realize you've lost Jarl.
Yeah, I know that, so yeah. I'm just trying to quickly move through, and goal is to find Jesper's wife and get her out.
Yeah.
If she's okay. You
make your way to this second room, and you open the door. It's pitch black. You'd have to make your way into the room. You don't see anything. I'll head in, and as I walk in, I'm going to say, "Why don't you show yourself? Enough of these games. This is so much more fun." And then you hear a voice from within the room, and you hear Tilda say, Sheriff, is that you?" "It's alright, I'll get you out of here."
I'll try to rush forward.
You rush forward and you slam into the back wall of the room.
Okay.
You hear this, this voice. She says, "Please, help me."
I feel like this thing's messing with me. He's getting frustrated now, so he'll search around that room, make sure he's not missing her actually being in there, feel around on the floor as well.
Yeah, you feel around. Eventually you feel like you've covered pretty much the whole room. Unless they're moving around and can see, and are just trying to screw with you, you don't think anybody else is going to.
Okay. I'm going to keep moving, go across to the other rooms.
Okay. You make your way back to the doorway of this little room,
mm-hmm.
and you realize the door has closed. You open it, and suddenly the room that you see before you, this larger room, is lit with these red lights, and you can see Tilda kind of standing in the center. You can see Jarl off to the side, laying in a heap on the ground, and you can see this kind of tall, dark creature with these large claws, and he's holding Tilda kind of by her head with one claw at her throat, and he's got these kind of misshapen fangs and dark eyes. It's got like 8 eyes on its face. It looks kind of like spiderish, but only 4 limbs, and looks vaguely humanoid shaped, but it just looks wrong and weird. You hear it, you see it there, and you hear its voice kind of right next to your ear. It says, "Are you scared yet, lawman?"
I am not scared. And if you do anything other than set her down, we're going to have some problems.
If you take another step, I'll cut her throat.
I'm going to try to quick draw and shoot this thing.
Alright. You go for your pistol, and go ahead and make your shoot attack against it.
Alright, that is... roll a 1 plus my shoot of 4, so 5 total. Yeah.
Okay. It actually rolled 6. But you see it kind of jerks her in front of the bullet, and your bullet passes through both of them. You see them just kind of dissolve into a rain of blood, and you hear a voice in your ear that says, "You thought it would be that easy."
I'm getting real tired of this. You show yourself, you coward.
Let me in, and we will do this more personally.
Let you in.
Enough of this. You and me, in your mind, for ownership.
That's a pass.
Okay, then. You hear her scream once again from across one of those other rooms.
Mm-hmm.
This room is still lit up in kind of this red. There's no visible light sources.
Sure.
It's just kind of a red ambient light.
Yeah, so I'll run from where I heard that scream. This is behind a door.
Yeah.
At this point, I'm gonna kick the door.
Okay. Yeah, you kick the door down, and it's an empty room.
Come out here, you little worm.
You can call me whatever names you want, but you won't find me.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go to the last room.
Okay. You open the door. Again, an empty room.
Do I see Jarl? Is he still what I pictured before, or did he disappear when, the image of the two of them went away?
Still appears to be there.
Jarl, get up!
No response.
I'll run over to him and try to shake him.
You touch him, and he kind of rolls to the side, and his face is the face of that creature that you saw a moment ago, and it goes, "Boo!" and then disappears in kind of a spattering of blood on your hand.
This is messed up. I feel like this thing is I don't even know if this is even real. Can I try to fight this again? In my mind, just recognizing, it's not attacking me physically, but something else is going on. Can I try to fight against this?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to have you just make using will, just making an attack against this thing going on trying to affect your senses.
Okay. It's a 2 total.
Well, that was a 0.
Okay.
So you concentrate. You feel yourself kind of centering. You close your eyes. You focus on your senses. You feel your kind of awareness kind of start to expand out. You suddenly realize and feel that there are stairs under your feet. You get the sensation, feeling you haven't actually moved off the stairs, that you have been running around in your own mind, that none of this has been real. You kind of hold on to this thread and start to make your way up these stairs. You can feel yourself actually moving, and you take a step onto the top stair and open your eyes. You realize this room is normally lit. There's sunlight streaming in through the windows. You can hear Jarl right behind you. You can see Tilda's body laying out on the ground, and this kind of misshapen, dark creature with a couple of claws kind of sunk into her head that looks up at you, and it looks kind of scared that you've now actually seen it. You can make an attack if you want.
Well, I'm not hesitating. I'm shooting this ugly thing.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Alright, so that is a 6 total.
Alright. It got a 0. So,
Okay.
Yeah, you draw and fire. The bullet hits this thing right in its head, and its head just explodes in a shower of this kind of dark goo. And you can see its body dissolve and melt, and Tilda's laying there.
So I'll rush forward, and is she breathing?
She is pale, but you bend down, you can hear her breathing.
So I'll just kind of lean into her and just hang on there, Tilda. Hang on.
Jarl kind of rushes in behind you. He rushes over and kicks this thing aside and kind of stands over it with an axe, just in case it isn't actually dead.
So I will pick up her body and then try to head down the stairs and try to get her some help.
Okay. Yeah, you run down the stairs, and it seems like you were only there moments, just kind of the time of going up the stairs. Jasper's still there down, Sunny Bridges is down there. You kind of got the crew down there. Jasper's like, "Oh, Tilda! He takes her from you and is kind of patting her face and trying to wake her up, and eventually her eyes open and you can see she's, oh, Jasper! And she seems okay.
Okay. I'll go back upstairs just to make sure that there's nothing else we miss.
You go upstairs. It seems like, there's nothing else up here aside from, it's kind of eroding body. You're all standing over it.
Did it, actually, crash through the wall? Is there a hole there?
It came through the window. The window is broken.
That's right, okay. Well, what do you think about this, Jarl?
I've never seen a creature like this, but I have heard the rumors that these beasts are terrifying people.
Well, we should be on high alert. I don't know if there's more of these out there. And did a number on me back there. Got in my head a little bit.
Oh, I did not notice. We came up the stairs and you killed it immediately.
Yeah, not quite. We'll talk about it later. But why don't you stay here? Make sure this site is secure. And I'm going to go talk to the rest of the town.
Okay.
So I'll head back down and try to round up any of the people that I've been training over the last 3 months and fill them in on kind of the heightened alert for something like this.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of spread the news, telling people to keep their eyes out. Eventually, Tilda she seems fine. She's mostly recovered, and she tells you that she didn't know what happened. The children started screaming, and she heard a crash from upstairs, and she ran upstairs, and that's the last thing she remembers. Are you going to try to ask around the town, see if anybody saw anything, or what's the plan from here?
Yeah, I think the plan would be to get, a kind of a community alert out about this type of thing for everybody to be aware of anything out of the ordinary, report it immediately. I would have some of the people who have been trained do more like around the clock type stuff, patrols. Probably hang out just kind of in the square just so I can get as much of the city in my sight as I can.
So you set up patrols, the hours tick by, and eventually night falls, and you're posted up in the square, probably on the stage, just waiting, seeing if anything happens. Time passes. People are patrolling. Nothing seems to be happening.
Okay. Side note, how long of a ride was it to Ecton Falls?
It probably will take you about a week to a week and a half.
Got it.
Ride
okay, so it's pretty long.
Ecton Falls. Yeah, it's a distance.
Okay.
Yeah, so are you going to stay there all night, or?
Yeah, so I think I'll probably just have somebody posted up there in the square on shifts, so I'll sit there for a good chunk of it, then, rotate out. Probably no sleep tonight.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you eventually go to bed. You wake up in the morning, kind of collect reports. No reports of anything unusual. Yeah, so are you going to stick around the town, or are you going to go ahead and go to Ecton Falls?
I think I'll stick with the plan to go to Ecton Falls, so I'll just communicate to everybody who I've trained to keep it up until I'm back, essentially. Like, keep the high alert, keep the shifts going. I'll be back in hopefully a couple weeks.
Yeah. All right. So you load up. You got the plan set up, and Jarl comes with you, and you guys head out. You ride for a couple of days. You're taking. I'm assuming you're stopping at night and kind of setting camp and those sorts of things. The days pass. You don't really see anything, experience any threats, anything like that. Eventually, you come to a small town. It's really just a little collection of 4 buildings. Nobody appears in the streets. You get this kind of sinking feeling in your gut as you ride up on this town, and it just seems like it's empty.
Is it supposed to be Ecton Falls, or is there something else in between?
No, just some little
got it.
way station along the way.
Okay, so as I'm riding through, I'll have my gun out, just kind of a little bit more at the ready. Just kind of keep riding through.
Yeah, I mean, unless you want to stop, nobody comes out of any buildings. It just is completely deathly quiet.
Does it look like it's been abandoned, or is it just nobody there but looks normal?
Nobody there but looks normal.
Okay. So I'll lean back to Jarl. Let's just check this out real quick. Let's stay on our horses for now. So I'll kind of ride just closer to the buildings, look inside, just see if I can see any movements, anything that might clue me in.
Okay. You kind of hunt around. You, at one point, find a small pile of animal carcasses. Looks like something got at them. They're kind of all piled up. You eventually find, kind of looking in one of the buildings, and you see a skeleton lying on the ground.
Okay, so I'll hop off the horse, tie him up, and then...
I assume you're using a kid?
I'm definitely, yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Using a kid.
Yeah.
So tie him up, and then motion for Jarl to keep watch, and I'll slowly open the door.
You open the door, and you can see this, skeleton laying on the ground. There's a closed door. Looks like a further door into this. It's just kind of a real small building. Looks like it might probably just be 2 rooms. There's a couple of tables set up in this room. Maybe this was where people ate or something like that. But there's a skeleton lying on the ground. You can see a note kind of pinned to the chest.
Okay, so I'll walk up, lean down. I'll kind of be looking around too as I'm reaching out for that, and then I'll pull the note.
You look at the note, and it's covered in blood, but you can kind of make out at least some of the text. And it says, "Portal closed. This town's done." And it's signed Asmodean. You're not sure who that note was left for.
Sure.
But, yeah.
Okay. I'll just kind of fold up the note and stick it in my pocket and head out. Well, I'm thinking this might be related to what we experienced in our town. That, remember that gigantic fellow, Asmodean?
Yes, he was sort of helpful. You did most of the work.
Yeah, well, he's on a bit of a personal mission or what it is, but he's closing these portals, places where these creatures like we saw in our home are coming through, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happened here, but Asmodean closed the portal, my guess. I found this note here.
This is disturbing. You say these creatures come out of these portals to another place.
Yeah, I don't really know how they get to where they're going. If there's any rhyme or reason to it. We definitely can't let things just keep showing up. I don't want to show up to Silver Ridge and have it look like this. Do you?
No, I don't. Do you think there is one of these portals in our town?
Can't know for sure, but we had that thing show up on our school and just took away Tilda from us, so yeah, we gotta figure this out a bit more. Let's get moving.
Yes, we should get this done so we can hurry back. I didn't think I would ever say that.
Well, it's a thing called perspective.
Yes, perspective.
Alright, so you saddle up and ride out. Total, it takes about probably 9 days, a little over a week.
Okay.
And you come over a rise and you can see Ecton Falls laid out in the distance. You can see that there's portions of this town have kind of been split up. There's not a ridge, but kind of a raised area of the town with a waterfall. Kind of looks like there's maybe a river or something. And up on top of the waterfall, there is a good bit of the town. And then there's also, looks like part of the town is at the bottom of this waterfall. There's tents and buildings and things. It looks to be probably 10 times the size of Silver Ridge, quite a bit larger. And you can see it laid out in front of you.